Hey guys, it's Coach Peter, and given that we're not going to be able to train before the tournament on Sunday, I want to just send a quick little video just to go over some basic concepts. And the first concept I want to go over is what our formation and our shape looks like when we play out of the back and when we have the ball at the back. And so the number one here, Connor or Leo's, our goalies, our first look should be to get the ball to the front line as soon as we can. And what this basic square formation, kind of 2-2 formation, what it does is it opens up this part of the field. And so let's look there first. If that ball's not on, then we have the option to play our back line. And when we play our back line, the idea is that the player on the left side, the number 3 here, is going to be a right-footed player. The player on the right side is going to be a left-footed player, and we have a good number of left-footed players, and so that really gives us some dimension and some options there. And so what happens when we get the ball out wide, same thing, we have a couple of options. And so the first option is to play up the line. If that ball's not on, the next option is to play cross court, and again, use this opening in the middle of the court here. If that's not on, then we have, because this is a right-footed player, we have the ability to use the dribble and to dribble into this space right here. And so that's the advantage of this formation, is it gives us some of those options. The second thing I want to cover is the concept of playing the third man. It's a phrase you guys will hear and a concept you guys will work on more as you move forward. And what that means is when two players are playing with each other, the idea is that we're running off the ball and we're moving off the ball so that we can play to a third player and a third man who's running off the ball. And so I'll give you an example here. And so when the 2 gets the ball here, he plays the 5. And when that happens, that gets the defense moving. When the defense starts moving, it opens up options for us to find space. And so in this scenario, the 5 gets played, the 4 checks in, and as the 5 plays the 4, the 5 may make an aggressive run to try and get that back. As that run is cut off, if it's cut off, here comes the 2. That's the third man. And so we found the third man here. Space gets created, and the third man comes filling in, and we play that third man. And when that happens, the 3 is then moving in here to rebalance the court. And so we went from a basic 2-2, a square formation, to effectively a diamond here, and we found time and space and a little opening here. So that's the concept of the third man. The next thing I want to talk about here is how we think about competing and how we think about a match when it's tight. A lot of people can play well when it's easy. It's how do we respond when things are tight. And so the image I want to give you is when 2 teams are evenly matched, what happens and how do we win? The first thing is a mentality. And it starts with a mentality, your ability to compete, and really this question is who wants to win. A couple things that illustrate who wants to win. One, winning your battle. It means winning your 50-50, beating the other player all over the field. The second thing is refocusing after something good, or more importantly, something bad. How often will you hear from your coaches, how do we respond when things aren't going well? We all make mistakes, and so it's really our ability to respond after a mistake, both as a team and individually. And so can we bounce back and put the past behind us, good or bad? The third thing here is how many times do you see teams beat themselves, players beat themselves when things aren't going well because they get negative. So we want to play at all times, no matter what's happening, with passion. We want to be positive, and we want to have composure and be poised. The last thing is we want to be fearless. Oftentimes, certainly in golf, the fear of a bad shot is worse than a bad shot, and we want to play with a fearless abandon. Winning anything is really hard, but if we give it our absolute best chance and we play without fear, I like our chances. All of that is geared toward the idea of how do we play our best when it matters most. One of my best friends that I played with, he was a great player, but what his best quality was he scored when we needed it. And he didn't score a lot, but man, when we needed him, he always found a way to come through, and it's just an incredible quality. And so that's a concept I want you guys to just be comfortable with. And I don't think you're too young for this concept, is can you play your best when it matters most? The second thing, when two teams are evenly matched, is soccer, there's not a lot of scoring. Soccer comes down to a few big moments. And there are really two sides to that equation. The first is being clean in the back. So there are no big moments in our defensive half, which means not giving away cheap balls, no failure to clear the balls and things like that. Secondly, if there is an issue in the back, can we recover? Can we put out a fire and live to fight another day? And then the biggest thing is having a moment of quality. So there are a lot of chances in tight games to score, and when we do, is can we have the ability to finish, and that's basically what this means, is finishing our chances, and then doing so in a way where our very best skill comes out in those moments. And so that's really what that phrase means, a moment of quality. And then lastly, the best way we're able to do that is by slowing the game down. Oftentimes when we have a chance, we're so excited that our decision making goes out the window and we get locked in on something and we're not thinking about our decision making. And secondly, we're so freaked out or so excited, we're going so fast that our technique fails us. And so in those moments, can we slow the game down to where we can think clearly and make good decisions? And then secondly, can we have the technique to put those opportunities away? And so those are just a few thoughts I want to share with you guys. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a really fun day, and we'll look forward to seeing you Sunday morning. Okay, thanks.